Dear students, let us start unit number 4, semiconductors. So in the semiconductors, first let us see origin of energy bands. So a band means actually group of energy levels. So let us see when we will get a group of energy levels. So this group of energy levels is formed so in the course of in yes uh, in the solid state materials only. So that means let us take one isolated atom. So in isolated atom you will see uh, s orbitals like this. There will not be any interaction, but here in the case of solid state material you can clearly see the interaction between these orbitals of the adjacent atoms. So because of this closeness actually, as you can see, splitting of energy levels takes place. So here let us assume this is the atom which is placed at the origin of a coordinate system, and now let us bring one another atom towards it. So that means as this distance, interatomic distance, this means decreasing, actually what will happen, see. So if it is far away, then there you can see clear energy levels like this. But when this atom approaching this one, the splitting of energy levels takes place. See here the splitting of energy levels. So because of this splitting of energy levels, actually some bands will be formed. So those bands here you can see. So this is one band, let us call valence band, and this is another band, conduction band, and here there is gap between these two bands which is called forbidden gap. So these two are the allowed bands, and this is the forbidden gap. Okay, so like this you can see as a group of, and that means different bands. So in this way you can see the bands in a solid state material. So based on this band theory, actually see, so based on this band theory, yes, you can classify the materials as conductors, semiconductors, and insulators. So in the conductors you can see clearly, yes, the overlapping nature of the valence and conduction band. So there is no gap between the valence band and the conduction band. That means you can find always free electrons in the conduction band for the conduction to take place. So that is why you will get conductivity. So that means always if you apply certain potential difference, definitely you will get certain amount of conductivity. So which is called conductor. It allows the current to pass through it always. Okay, that is about conductor. Let us come to semiconductor here. So in the case of semiconductor, so what will happen, you can see, so there is a gap between this conduction and valence band which is called energy gap. But actually if you supply certain amount of energy here, that means to the valence band, what will happen, so some of these energy levels, so that means from these energy levels some of the electrons can reach the this conduction band. That means earlier there will not be any electrons in the conduction band for the conduction to take place, but here now some electrons are available for the conduction to take place, and it depends on temperature actually. So that means here you can find some electrons in the conduction band which cause the current in the material, so which is called semiconductor. So let us discuss about these holes in the next discussion. Okay, and insulators. So what is meant by insulator means here you can see this is valence band and this is the conduction band, and there is a wide gap between the valence band and the conduction band. That means even if you supply certain amount of energy here, so these electrons from the valence band cannot reach the conduction band. So that means you don't find any electrons in the conduction band. So that is why actually you don't get any conductivity. So that material is called as insulator, is called insulator. So in this way actually yes, we can classify the solid state materials as conductors, semiconductors, and insulators. That means in the insulators clearly we can say there will not be any conductivity, and in the conductors we can clearly say always you can find certain amount of conductivity. But there is one interesting material. What is that interesting material? This is semiconductor. So in this semiconductor actually conductivity depends on temperature. That means if more number of electrons reaches the conduction band, definitely more amount of conductivity will be there. So that is why, so actually this is very interesting material in a semiconductor. So we will discuss about this semiconductor clearly. Okay, let us start semiconductor now. See, so first we can see the classification of semiconductors. So how can we classify the semiconductors means intrinsic and extrinsic, intrinsic and extrinsic. So let us start with the intrinsic semiconductor. Okay, so intrinsic semiconductor means it's a pure semiconductor. That means pure form of semiconductor is called intrinsic semiconductor. So best example you can take germanium and silicon. And let us take here silicon crystal. That means silicon lattice here. So here that means this is arrangement of yes uh, arrangement of silicon atoms. So in the silicon material, uh, silicon is the actually fourth group element. That means in valence state you can find 4 electrons like this. So each silicon atom will find 4 electrons like this, but to attain the stability, these 4 electrons so will participate in the covalent bonding with the 4 neighboring atoms. These are the 4 neighboring atoms. So each atom is forms here covalent bonding with 4 adjacent that means atoms here. So and that means here all the electrons are participated in the covalent bonding. There is no free electron at all, and this explanation is at 0 Kelvin temperature. You can see this is at 0 Kelvin temperature. So at 0 Kelvin temperature in the silicon material, so there are no free electrons for the conduction. So that means, so you can say at 0 Kelvin temperature, yes, you don't get any electrons to the conduction band from the valence band. So you can say that this semiconductor behaves as an insulator. It's very important. So semiconductor behaves as an insulator at 0 Kelvin temperature. Okay, so this is about the silicon material at 0 Kelvin temperature. Definitely, yes, definitely it behaves as an insulator, right? But coming to at room temperature, that means at T is greater than 0 Kelvin temperature. So coming to room temperature, then what will happen at room temperature? What will happen is definitely certain amount of thermal energy would be supplied here. So definitely what will happen is a breakage of covalent bonds takes place here. So some bonds will be broken up. So definitely electrons will be released. So what will happen when electron is released here? So you can see, so after s coming out of this bond, actually what will happen, this freed electron by gaining energy reaches the conduction band. So earlier actually at 0 Kelvin temperature, all the electrons participated in bonding. Now because of breakage of covalent bonds, some of the electrons can reach the conduction band. But in the valence band, so at the position of the electron, vacancies will be created, and definitely negative charged that means negative charge came out of this position here. So that is why definitely we can attribute some positive charge to this vacancy. So these positively charged vacancies are called holes. So these are called holes. That means in the valence band we can see some holes. So definitely we can see some as free electrons in the conduction band. That means if 3 electrons reach the conduction band, definitely 3 holes will be created in the valence band. And we can treat these positively charged vacancies, that means holes, also charge carriers in the semiconductors. So that means in the semiconductors, both electrons and holes are the charge carriers. Both electrons and holes are the charge carriers. So in the semiconductors. Then what is Fermi energy level? Here EF is there, Fermi energy level. So Fermi energy level actually gives some information so about the possibility of yes, occupation of energy levels. or the probability of occupation of energy levels. The probability of occupation of energy levels in the conduction as well as valence bands. So here 3 electrons are there in the conduction band, 3 holes are there in the valence band. So definitely both the bands have as equal probabilities. That is why the Fermi energy level lies exactly in the midway of the energy gap. So this is Fermi energy level, and this is EC, so which is bottom energy level of the conduction band, and this is EV, which is the topmost energy level of the valence band. So EC minus EV gives EG. This is EC and this is EV. So this difference gives EG, energy gap, and this is the Fermi energy level, EF. So Fermi energy level always represents the probability of occupation of energy levels. In the case of intrinsic semiconductors, so Fermi energy level lies exactly in the midway of the S band gap. Okay, now see what is intrinsic carrier concentration or density of charge carriers in the intrinsic semiconductors. So we can see easily, let us take this is number of electrons per unit volume, and this is number of holes per unit volume. So we can take that means carrier concentration, electron concentration or hole concentration. So hole concentration always represents with P, electron concentration we represent with N. So small n is equal to Nc, where Nc is a constant, pseudo constant, Nc e power e minus Ec minus Ef by kBt, and P is equal to Nv e power minus Ef minus Ev by kBt. And here where Nc and Nv are known as pseudo constants. Okay. Now Kb is Boltzmann constant, T is the absolute temperature, so we all know all these things. But here we require intrinsic carrier concentration. So here Ni represents intrinsic carrier concentration. So in the case of these intrinsic semiconductors, small n is equal to small p, that means number of electrons equal to number of holes. So that here you can clearly see in the previous page, n is equal to p is equal to Ni. So that is why you can write Ni square is equal to Np, n into p. Okay, and we can substitute n value and p value. So on solving and by taking Ec minus Ev is equal to Eg, so you will get Ni is equal to Nc Nv whole power 1 by 2 e power minus Eg by 2 kBt is the expression for intrinsic carrier concentration. Okay, so at the same time you can see what is the expression for Fermi energy level also. So we all know Fermi energy level lies exactly in the midway of the energy band gap. Okay, so that you can see. So here because of that nature you can take these two are equal, that means n is equal to p you can take. So we all know what is the expression for n and what is the expression for p, on rearranging the terms and taking a log on both sides. So that means you can see as Ef is equal to Ec plus Ev by 2 plus half kBt log of Nv by Nc. If Nv is equal to Nc, then you can take Ef is equal to Ec plus Ev by 2. That means from this expression you can say yes, the Fermi energy level lies exactly in the midway of the band gap. Okay, so this is about intrinsic semiconductors carrier concentration and Fermi energy level, and next we can discuss so what is intrinsic electrical conductivity. Okay, thank you.